Alright, so many of us are aware of the benefits that athletics bring us, but do we really pay attention to the way that they're presented? Sports and athletics have been on the rise due to the recognition that they become a very focal point in our daily lives and our fitness. Through this popularity, companies have really focused on perfecting a marketing style that attracts customers on a daily basis. So today what I'm going to be talking about is sport companies more specifically. And these can range anywhere from Nike, Adidas, Gymshark, anything that's really sport or fitness related. And what I'm going to do is review with you the different styles and techniques that these sport companies use to sell their products to us. Firstly, what I'm going to talk about is how their attire is diverse, how athletes play an important role in selling their products, and how they've incorporated technology as well. Then I'm going to conclude how all this is important to us as customers. So the first type that they use is in their attire, and what these brands do is that they provide a wide range of fitting and styles for many people all over the world. So that can be seen whether it's slim fit, loose fit, basically something that it's a clothing brand that everyone can buy. This really emphasizes their product. So there's always a specific type of clothing for specific events. Examples of this can also be seen in tank tops that men can wear, where they can use them if they want more freedom of movement or if they want to emphasize the muscularity in their arms. For females, they could use capri pants, which are pants that are beneath the knee, just above the ankle, and they can be used if the woman has they may feel a little conservative about showing their whole leg, or if they just want something comfortable. And then this quote was taken by Gymshark from their website that says, "Growth has come from a devotion to producing innovative performance wear and an ever-expanding social presence." So by being unique in the material that they use and the way they present it, people get to choose and pick from different types of styles. Alright, so not only do sport companies use their attire to promote their products, but they also incorporate athletes. The athletes are implemented primarily to attract the customers themselves. They obviously they're icons because they perfected the sport that many people love, whether it be soccer, football, or anything like that. And they use their stories behind each player so the customers can relate to them. So, for example, if a football player grew up dirt poor and they didn't really have the money to be involved in football or anything like that, and they really focused their effort in school and they made it to the NFL. Obviously, some people can relate to that and they may feel like, oh, I want to be like that superstar, or that superstar shows me that anything is possible. And then this is another quote from Ian Hamilton, Nike's director of tennis sports marketing, that claims that athletes are chosen to endorse and promote products such as shoes and apparel, making them an integral part in attracting players and customers to Nike. And I have a video, a short clip to show. This is a video that focuses on Kyrie and his shoe with Nike, and it shows how they really focus on Kyrie's movements to promote his shoes. Show 30 seconds. Alright, so that video focuses on Kyrie's moves more than the shoes itself. So that kind of shows how they really focus on the athlete rather than the shoes. It does show the shoes a little bit, but that's towards the end. So they really try to get the story that maybe with those shoes you could really improve your basketball movements. The last point that I want to talk about is the incorporation of technology, and they manufacture technology to improve the athletic style of players. So an example of this would be like Fitbits. People don't really need Fitbits or technology for their fitness life, but they really made it to seem that by having a Fitbit, you improve your fitness lifestyle. So yeah, what that does is that it records daily living of your fitness, and it keeps tab on how you're doing health-wise. Joseph Turow, a professor of communication, states that the seller's goal is to activate the individual's buying impulses. So by wanting devices such as the Fitbit, the customers view it that they need that technology in order to be fit. So that brings us to the importance and the conclusion of all this. And to summarize, many of the elements that go into the way, there's many elements that sport companies use to sell their products. These are important because it influences the type of individual that you become. So people are known for the type of stuff that they wear, such as Nike, Adidas, and so on. So it helps in creating that identity. So yeah, that's basically it.
So Mo, what did you think? And you're going to have to be loud because other people are speaking and I can't hear. I'm an old man, I'm afraid.
The essential idea or thesis statement is the marketing styles behind athletic companies, and this points to where the technology developed, the attire, and sports celebrities, and then how all those 3 points kind of have an overall effect on the consumer. Two of his main points that I thought were strong were the aesthetics, style. He said like that look good, feel good kind of method, and then technology, how it's kind of like a fad or the newest trend, companies rely on that to be like tech is what you need in order to be in shape, and they make people rely on that just to make money, obviously. Something you could improve. I only got one thing just towards the end. Something else besides saying, yeah, that's basically it. Just to say like something else to kind of, round it out a little bit better. Maybe bring it back to a question like how do you see that like advertisement affects you in a way, or how does it influence your purchases, be it athletic or not. His visual aids were good though. For aesthetics, you see that all the good-looking people obviously wearing the brand, and then so you think you're gonna look like that as well. And then the celebrities obviously make you like want to be like them. You could have had an aid with the technology, but the video was really good. Just quick 30 seconds gives you the main idea. Overall, I thought it was a really good presentation.
Okay. Yeah, sure. I'm going to agree with you about several things. I appreciate your mentioning at the about the conclusion of the speech. I thought you did a nice job. You had good information in the speech. You had something that you wanted to talk about. You did a pretty good job speaking to us most of the time. And then you kind of step in it right at the end with it. And I guess that's about it. And you're done. And I'm going, oh. Man, it's kind of a letdown after everything that you did that was right. It's the dead bird on the conversation. It's just one of those things that suddenly makes everything go you know, and you want to finish strong and leave a better impression with the audience. So I appreciate Mo pointing that out so that when I do it, I don't seem like an ass. Yeah. I like the topic. I think you identify it very clearly. You could do a little bit more justification for this because let's face it, this is big business. You could talk about how much money is involved in this, how many people are engaged in this kind of stuff. Do people actually, work out and do this stuff, or do they just buy the clothes and wear them to lounge around in? I'm not quite sure. That kind of thing I think is part of what goes on. The idea that the products are being marketed using the attire, that makes sense, and the athletes, that makes sense as well. I like the video clip that you had of the commercial, that you get it to the point where it does show the foot movement and it does try to connect it to the shoes a little bit. Like you said, it's really about this, but it's an attempt to identify the athleticism with the particular product, and this is why people want to, that's why they're interested in this particular product. They're showing us something that's interesting. If you had any information about how impactful that was, like how many more shoes Kyrie sells as a consequence, that would be helpful information to add there as well. The attire thing, I think, was a little just dependent on a description of the pictures that you have up there, and there's not enough information about how important the clothing part of the business is. That's a huge amount of money that's going on there. I don't know which companies sell the most. I don't know what their products are that sell the most. I don't know why they sell the most. I just know that, there's attire that, helps you if you're putting on a gun show, or if you, want to show you're off your body but want to have a little bit of modesty, wear the capri pants. I know there's more to it than that, and it really feels like you're just trying to cruise by on those two images, and there should be more content there. The third point on technology, he noticed that it made perfect sense to have a visual to indicate that that's an additional section, and the technology thing seems to me like it's just as visual as the attire would be, because we're looking at something that is providing us with information that people use while they are working out, assuming that they work out. You could probably even have it, I'm sure most of those things connect to some website or some app that allows you to generate information about what you're doing, how many steps you're doing a day, or how many calories you're burning, or where you are on your plan or program, something like that. And it seems like that's one of those things that could easily be visualized with one of those images from the app that does that. Your point at the end seems to be, we don't really need the technology. Well, I'm not sure that we really need the clothes too, and how many different kinds of shoes do you need to have? But like you're saying, this is about marketing. So is it helping people? Do they think it's helping them? Is that why they buy these kinds of products? And those products are relatively new, so it seems like it would be one of those things where there's a lot of information about its innovation being included. I think you do a good job speaking to the audience for the most part. I mean, you have to look at your notes occasionally, but usually you're talking to us, and I think that that's one of those things that an audience appreciates. All right, thank you.